How's it going, everybody? I wanted to make a video about doctors, bad ME doctors in particular. I've experienced a lot of them in the last 12 to 13 years, and I've gotten to know a lot of people in the last couple years that have ME, and shockingly continue to go back to very unhelpful doctors that are not serving their best interest. And so I compiled a list of indicators that your doctor might not be very good for ME. Before I get started, I do know that there are people that do not have the luxury to find a new doctor based on financial reasons, geographical reasons, many other reasons. And hopefully this video can help open dialogue with the doctor that you have, help you express a little bit more what might benefit you and what you expect from them. I think it's important that you talk to them and interview a new doctor or the doctor that you have. You get to know them and let them know what you expect from them. That's very important. Now, here are a list of indicators. That is just my opinion on reasons that you may have a bad ME doctor. Reason number one, or indicator number one that I have, is does the doctor listen to you? When you are describing your symptoms and your life with ME, are they taking notes? Are they making eye contact? Do they have follow-up questions? For someone who has such a serious illness and debilitating disease like this, at the very least, you need someone who's listening and investing in you. You deserve that, and in order to get better, I think you're going to need a doctor that is listening so that they can create and have an approach that will benefit you short and long term. Indicator number two. Are you in one of those doctor's offices where it seems like they're just pushing cattle through, where it's just like you walk in, they ask you two questions, here's a prescription, come back in a few months, they push you right out? That's not a good indicator. You need someone that is going to spend time, no matter how. They might be very ME literate, but if they're not spending time with you, it's not going to benefit you very much. You need someone that's going to take their time, like I said, listen, and draw up a game plan that suits you. Everyone kind of suffers with this illness a little bit differently than the other. They need to really get to know you and not rush you. Number three, indicator number three, and this one gets under my skin a little bit. Are you seeing a doctor that even believes that ME, CFS, fibro, these things are real? You'd be shocked that a lot of people are seeing doctors that don't even think this is a real illness. And like I said, some of you don't have the choice. But if you have the choice to see different doctors, I urge you to find another doctor. If they don't believe that ME is a real biological illness, you're wasting your time there, and this is probably the biggest indicator. You need to find a new doctor who is ME literate and understands that this is a real illness, okay? And this kind of transitions into the next indicator. Do you have a doctor who blames you? That's a terrible indicator. Are they blaming your psychological mind state at the moment for making it up, for example, or craving attention, or it's imaginary? Bad sign, bad indicator. One example of that, and it's very unfortunate, I've gotten to know a lot of women with this illness. It affects more women than men, and I've noticed that some doctors out there kind of blame women for this, in particular middle-aged women. They'll say, don't be a Debbie Downer, don't be depressive, don't be a worrywart, you think too much, or you need a spouse, or, that's ridiculous. If they're doing that, find a new doctor. You don't deserve that. That's absolutely absurd. That pisses me off, to be honest with you. That's ridiculous. I can go on and on about that. I don't want to make the video too long, so I'll just leave that at that. Find someone else if they're saying something that ridiculous to you. The next indicator is antidepressants. If they're super quick to just give you antidepressants, they ask you a couple questions and then they go, okay, well, take these antidepressants, get back to me in 6 months. Bad indicator. I'm not saying there's not a place for antidepressants with ME. There are people that have become depressed because they've been so severely ill for so long, and they might benefit from antidepressants in the short or long term. Some people take them for sleep, anxiety, whatever it may be. There is a place for that. I don't want to knock that. What I am knocking is they literally just asked you a few questions, and then they just throw pills at you, in particular antidepressants. I find that to be irresponsible. and I think it's an indicator of a bad doctor for ME. Um, Last but not least, on my short list here, I can make a list a lot longer, but it'd be a very long video. But these are just what I think are the most important indicators. Uh, if your doctor doesn't believe that in prescribing LDN or doesn't even know what it is, that's alarming. That's a big indicator, one of the biggest on the list, I think, because LDN has helped a lot of people with autoimmune diseases, ME in particular. And if they don't even know what it is, you can try explaining it to them. They might be open to educating themselves on it and prescribing it. But if they don't want to prescribe it, I highly urge you to find a doctor who will. And there are groups like on Facebook and other support groups they'll list LDN literate doctors all over the country. I think in the UK, I think it's a little bit harder to get in the UK from friends in the UK that I've spoken to with ME. But I think it's very important to find someone that understands LDN. I think it might be the most important thing that you can take to feel better with an autoimmune disease. I'm going to probably make a separate video just regarding that because LDN is such like a big part of ME, and I know a lot of people, including myself, have gotten a lot better from LDN. So I think it's vital that your doctor understands what it is and prescribes it. So in conclusion, I think it's very important to be listened to. It's very important to be understood. I think it's very important for a doctor to understand and appreciate the severity of ME. They need to be literate in the medicines that work for ME, and they can't just shove pills down your throat and think you're going to get better. It's not psychological. It's not made up. And all those things are very strong indicators. And I hope that this helps you find someone that will get on this journey with you to make you feel better. I hope all you guys are doing well, and I hope that you guys are feeling well. Until next time, take care.